Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Wired Nerdy Podcast. This is season number 2, episode number 34. Douglas, how you doing? I'm Keith. Sorry, I forgot to even introduce myself. How you doing, Doug? How does
I'm
34
doing
find you?
great. Yeah. Yeah. We'll edit that out like I always say.
Nah, and I never do. I'm
Yeah.
lazy. I don't do it.
It's going good. I think it's this weather. It's 2 p.m. in the afternoon and look at the dark out here.
It's not
No, I'm
2
just
p.m.
kidding. It's a little later, but
It feels that way, though. There
it
are so
does.
many nights I'll be like, geez, is it midnight? And I'm like, oh, it's 6 o'clock.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, things are going good. I think we have a good show for you. I've been
We
told
do.
there's a surprise for me.
We do.
But more to follow on that later. So
Yeah, it's going to be fun. We've been working on this for a while.
I have
Uh,
no idea.
I know it's going to be awesome. So stay tuned for that. But
Yeah.
before we dive into it, do you want to cue up the nerd news?
Yeah. You did a great job. I saw some really good articles. Let's get into it.
Cool. Let's cue it up.
Nerd News.
All right. I'm going to get the screen share up and rolling. Now, there's not a lot of them, but I think there's some good ones.
Yeah, really good. I got the chance to preview some of these. If you want me to start, I can.
Yeah, definitely. Let me get the screen. There we go. Got it nice
Yeah,
and
yeah.
big there.
So the first one, Steam's new recording feature, allow for some deep integration with games. So what it's going to do is it's going to allow you to record some of your gameplay
Mhm.
and put that on your PC and I'm sure on YouTube and stuff like that if you got a gaming channel.
Yep. It's really cool because they've been making these subtle changes into the Steam client. I think it was so many months back, they added a note-taking feature within Steam, if you remember, on the
Hmm.
overlay,
Yep.
which is cool if you think about it, because as you're playing a game, you can hotkey some buttons, bring up the notes within Steam, and make notes about your game.
Yep.
So, and I think we covered that on one of the episodes with the announcement, but they just quietly released this game recording capability, and it's cool because it works on the Steam Deck as well.
Yep.
So this is awesome because I know like we do retro reviews oftentimes, and one of the key parts of being successful in doing that is we have to capture some game footage.
Hmm.
This will make it infinitely easier to do because you don't have to pay for it. It's integrated into Steam, and if you already have Steam Library, you can just record your gameplay footage, whether you're wanting to, post it online or do reviews like we do, or if you're a collector. I think this is awesome. So,
I think it's great. I've been kind of slacking on the reviews. There have been some games I really want to review. Um, it's easy to kind of do it on the computer, but I think it'll be even easier with my ROMs now on the Steam Deck to get some really
oh,
good footage.
I didn't even think about that
Yeah.
because you do have like a billion ROMs on your deck, and now you can just like grab some footage straight from here with
And
the
it'll probably be
client.
at a higher quality
Oh,
frame rate and stuff.
I'm sure. Now you do have enough space internally probably to store
I
the
believe
video
I
file.
do. The episode or two ago, we talked about the 1 terabyte drive I
Oh,
got from
that's right.
Brian.
Yeah, that's right. He did the install.
Brian
So
hooked me up big time. Yeah.
you just install it on your internal M.2, and I think you'll be
Yeah.
good. Dude, that's a great idea. I don't know why I didn't register. You have like a billion ROMs on there now. So
Oh, yeah.
that's
Now,
a
the
good
one
idea.
thing I read in this that Valve doesn't want your performance to be affected.
Mhm,
So they said they've added game performance enhancement.
mhm.
I'm losing my tongue here, but it's going to record from your GPU and not your CPU to kind of let your game keep going at full steam in the background.
That's a
That's what I
really
was trying to say.
That's a really cool feature because a lot of people, what they'll do on their systems is they'll get a separate capture card. I know
Yeah.
Elgato makes a really nice one. There's some good ones out there, and they do that for that reason. In that you don't then take a hit from your, like if you're on a desktop, your GPU, your graphics card getting hit with that because you don't want it to slow down. That's really cool. They thought about that, especially when it comes to the deck. So I'm glad you pointed that out. That's awesome.
Yep. The recording feature is going to work with any game, including non Steam game titles you've added to the interface.
That's
So
awesome.
for that emulation, trying to record some games we love, that'll be great.
Yep, it'll be cool. And it's even got like a small editor in it where you can like even edit some of the clips on the deck or on Steam
Yeah.
itself, which is cool. This is neat that they're doing features like this when they necessarily don't have to. These
Yeah.
are
Very good article.
good ads. All right, next up, I want to ask you, did you ever watch any of those experimental Netflix that were interactives? Did you ever do any of those?
But yes, I believe I watched, is it Black Mirror Bandersnatch?
Yeah,
Is that the
Bandersnatch.
name of it?
That's
Yeah.
it. That's what the screenshot's from, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's the only one I did. I
Yeah,
know there were a couple others, but
there's a
that's the
few.
only
What
interactive one.
what'd you think of them?
I thought it was interesting. So it takes me back in the old day, but back to Goosebumps with the kind of choose your own path.
Did
It was really
Goosebumps do
cool.
that?
Yes, they did.
I did not know that. When I was a kid, there was an actual line of books called Choose Your Own Adventure books.
Mhm.
And I didn't know Goosebumps did that, but there was just a set line of Choose Your Own Adventures. And actually, believe it or not, they've made a resurgence where they're popular now. And I love them because you could, like, it says, if you want to punch the guy in the face, turn to page 12. If you want to, it was kind of like a video game, but with a book. So,
Yeah.
and as a kid at the time, I didn't like reading it. It really kind of opened it up for me.
Yeah, Goosebumps, it was really cool because it would tell you what page number to jump to, and then it
Yeah,
just continues the story from there.
it's really cool.
R.L. Stein did an amazing job on that.
And what's awesome about that is that the readability of those books, because oftentimes they had different endings.
Yes.
So it's a really cool
So
way of
many
like,
endings. Yeah.
yeah, it's a good way of like gamifying a book and getting reading fun. So I think it's awesome. Anyway, we went down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Netflix is trying to do that with their shows, but they're going to take them off. They're going to shelve almost all of their interactive titles starting next month in December. So if you haven't played them, go check them out. I wouldn't say the ones that I've tried, they're not like earth-shattering stories or plots, but it is an interesting exercise to let you choose what you're doing. Now, to do it, you have to load up Netflix in one of two ways. You either have to load it up in a browser on a computer because it has the ability for your mouse to interact and actually make suggestions when to ask what you want the character to do next. Or I believe it will work on Apple TVs and certain devices. I don't remember. What did you watch yours on? On
I watched mine on a computer, so I just had the
computer, yeah.
mouse, I think, there.
And I think it did the same. Yeah. They made it
Now, it
easy.
does note that they are going to keep 4 titles. It'll be Black Mirror Bandersnatch,
Mhm.
Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt,
Yep.
Ranveer versus Wild with Bear Grylls,
Mhm.
and You versus Wild. So there's going to be 4 more or 4 left for you to still explore if you haven't had a chance to do that.
That's good. At least you have the option for it. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out before they rip them off. And it's kind of fun to try. I think they were hoping it would catch on, and it really did. Probably expensive to make too. Think about that. You'd have to
How
film like
many different endings and
5
scenes
different
you have to
endings, and
film? Yeah.
yeah. We'll see. All right. You take the next one, man. This is interesting. This is kind of we find weird things on the Wired Nerdy podcast sometimes, like popcorn buckets. This is in that category. Take it away, Doug.
Yep. The next one I have, and I got the wrong, is the case for Steam. All your
It's a
Nintendo Switch
Switch.
games.
There you go. Yeah, you said Steam.
Yeah,
Ooh, you're getting
yeah,
sleepy.
I am getting sleep. Wake up. So the Switch
There you
is
go.
you put your little flash drives in there. It
Mhm.
looks like a Blockbuster video card. Sorry, I'm struggling. It's the fall weather. But really cool nostalgia, going back, renting VHS tapes, DVDs from Blockbuster gives you that sense of going back to the good old days.
And it's funny because I've seen there's a lot of products like this that are nostalgia based, where this looks like, I mean, that is the Blockbuster
Oh,
rental
absolutely.
video box and the VCR tape, but then when you open it up, you can put your Switch games
Yes.
inside of it. It's kind of a novelty. I don't know if it's really ideal because, I mean, if you're going somewhere on a trip, are you gonna want to throw a Blockbuster VCR tape in your bag? And I don't know if it's ideal. I think it's more novel and nostalgic than anything.
I think it'd be better as a display piece. I
I
mean,
agree.
just the graphics and stickers. As you open it there, the please remember to rewind.
Yeah. Be
Some
kind,
people may
rewind.
not even know what that means now.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm sure most of our people do. I've seen the demographics of all of us that watch this, and I'm sure most of us do.
I think it's best for not someone on the go, but someone that just wants to have a display.
Yeah, it is. It's just one of those unique things that we found, and we just had to share it. It's $20 if you go to Retro Fighters, $28 from Amazon, and $18 if you order it from VGP Canada. Of course, all that's before shipping cost. Unless you're a Prime member and you order it from Amazon, I'm sure it costs.
A shout out to Retrofighters real quick. I'm going off on tangents tonight, but
Uh-oh.
they have some really good controllers and a lot of other cool stuff on their website.
I've never really bought from Retro Fighters. Are they predominantly controllers? What do they
Yep.
sell?
So the one thing that I ordered
Look at that.
is right there. Yep. The
Ooh, it's a
Dreamcast
Dreamcast controller?
Oh, and it is
Ooh.
smooth.
Do you own that?
Yep.
Is it good?
I did. So when I had a
Oh.
Dreamcast, I owned it. Sorry.
Oh, really?
They
That's
make a
cool.
really good N64 one right
There
there
it is.
for working with iPads and Steam Decks and all kinds of stuff.
Look at that. See, I've
That is
never
on my wish list there.
I've never ordered. There's a Defender. That's for sure. Is that more for GameCube, Switch,
GameCube,
Wii,
yep.
and PC? And then, of course, this would be for specifically designed for the Smash Brothers. It's called the Duelist. And then the Brawler 64. It's another 64. Oh, cool. They have cases. So that is a case for Nintendo Switch games. Look at that. They look like old Nintendo cartridges.
It is. It's pretty cool.
I've never been out here before. See? This is why we do the podcast, everybody, is because
Go down the rabbit hole of all these
well,
stuff.
you learn cool stuff. They have video games too. Do they do their own publish? Look at that. Their own.
So I've seen that is not really hit big time, but it's becoming kind of a thing where you put it on the original cart and it works in your original console.
Really? That's very, very cool.
So
Hey,
they'll
there's
make
the
it
Blockbuster.
for, say, Super Nintendo. It'll be in a Super Nintendo cartridge in
That's
your Super
cool.
Nintendo console.
And they've got accessories too for making your old controllers wireless.
Yep.
And then, of course, you can have the retro adapters for the NES, and then, of course, a stand. It's cool, man. I've never really gone out here and looked at these, and there's some really cool stuff out here. This is neat that they have a company like this.
Yep.
Huh.
Pretty
I hadn't
cool
even
company.
heard of them. That's really cool. That's awesome. I love the controllers. Very, very neat. All right. Sorry. We went down the rabbit hole, everybody.
We
That was
keep
fun.
getting distracted tonight. It's okay.
So I have a sad one. I always seem to bring you these memorandum sad ones, but the America Online voice guy, Elwood Edwards, has passed away at age 74, and he had the iconic phrase, "You've got mail." Did you ever hear that? Did you know anybody with AOL? Are you too young?
I remember it. So what I remember it from, and don't hate
Movie?
on me, is Sleepless in Seattle.
Well, wait, hold on.
Or is it You've
Hold
Got Mail with
that's
Meg
right.
Ryan? Okay.
So let's be fair. As I understand it, is that You've Got Mail is just a version of Sleepless in Seattle. They made a lot of money with it, but yes, they had that featured in that. But his voice was iconic in that. Anytime you got email, it was the "You've Got Mail," and they did feature it in that movie quite a bit.
Not to show my age, but I think I was a Hotmail kid.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it didn't say that.
You're kind of young. I forget about that. All right, now you love the Fallout TV show that Amazon did.
I do.
Did you read this? And I was going to ask you, have you played them? Because I'm going to smack you if you've said no.
I have them on my list.
Oh my God, you're killing me. You're killing me.
So what we're looking at is Mass Effect. Amazon's going to make Mass Effect as their next video game adaptation. So what I'll say is if they do it justice like they did Fallout,
it'll be
amazing.
Awesome.
And that's the one thing I would get me interested in the games is what's the backstory? Because I know you've talked about it, and I know I've watched a bunch of gameplay. I have not had the chance to play it. Totally my fault. But learning the backstory will probably get me into playing all the games.
I will tell you this. Remember when I told you have to play Skyrim? Do you remember that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm saying it again. You have to play Mass Effect. You have to. Okay, now, the first one is worth playing, but you kind of have to power through, only because it was kind of rough around the edges, and there's some mechanics in it that aren't great in way of driving this little thing, but you got to power through it. But when you reach Mass Effect 2 and 3, especially 2, chef kiss, beautiful storytelling. It's kind of like Skyrim in that you can choose.
Kind of choose your own adventure?
It is, and you can also make decisions. And the cool thing is your saves. So your save from part 1 goes to part 2 to part 3, meaning the decisions you made, the crew members you lost, all that stuff gets carried through the story all the way through 1 through 3.
So I got to be careful on the decisions I make.
It'll carry through.
Man.
It is. I would definitely rank Mass Effect up there as one of my all-time favorite series. It's up there with Skyrim. So it's
Well,
going to be
and I
awesome.
love Skyrim, so I've definitely got to check this out.
Well, and the story is so good that it will adapt very, very well to live action.
Oh,
So
good.
it's going to be awesome. I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to ruin it for you.
Okay.
But
I'm
you got
hooked
to promise
already.
me. You got to check it out. Do you own them?
I have them on my wish list. Now, I know they've made a Mass Effect Legendary Edition that
You want
has
to
all
do that one?
3.
Yes, do
Yeah.
that one because it's remastered and it's really good, and it makes one a little bit more bearable. So,
And I'm trying to look right now. I won't waste too much time. I'm pretty sure I have Andromeda, like it was a giveaway on Epic or
yeah,
Amazon Games.
Andromeda's good, but it wasn't as strong or as
Okay.
good as the
And it's
trilogy.
the 4th one in the series, right?
It is, and it's not necessarily connected to the story that takes
Oh,
place in
okay.
this trilogy. It does take place in the universe, but it is a separate storyline, and it's decent. It had a hard launch, but they kind of fixed it, kind of a thing. You've heard that
Yeah.
before. So it's good after they fixed it. And I did play all the way through that one, and I beat it, and I did enjoy it, but it's not as enjoyable as Mass
As
Effect 1
1,
through
2,
3.
3. Okay.
Yeah, so definitely go back and at least do the trilogy.
Absolutely.
All right. Now you saw this movie. This is our last one. Thanksgiving's coming. It's always good to know what's coming out because you have time with family. Did you see this movie?
I did. Yep.
So go ahead and take it
Saw it
away.
in theaters. It's Aliens Romulus. It is actually coming to Hulu for Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Um, I'm trying to set the stage, but you go back to the good old days of Ripley and the way the Aliens franchise started. That's what they're trying to do with this one. I thought they did
Scary.
a really good job.
Yeah. They're trying to make it more intense,
It's
right?
more dark, the
Yeah.
new ones, a lot of light, a lot of
Mhm.
you can see everything that's going on. This goes back to the good old days of that hallway is dark. You don't know if something's hiding down there or not.
Yeah. So it definitely has more of a scary vibe to it. But
Oh,
it's
yeah,
cool
it was
that if you have Hulu, you can watch it for Thanksgiving and you can enjoy that. So I thought it was kind of nice just to let everybody know that if you want a good sci-fi scary flick, get back into it. Doug and I are huge Aliens fans
oh,
because we
yeah.
love Alien, Predator, all of that. By the way, tied to this, I don't know if I told you, Hulu is making the next Predator set films that
Oh,
remember Prey?
yeah, yes.
It is a continuation or in that
Prey, they
same.
did a great job.
Oh, Prey is so good. There's rumors they're gonna lead this up to the Aliens versus Predator again, like doing it right, better than
Good.
what they did in the past. So I'm hoping they do that.
Very good.
All right. Stop the share. So, November is always a fun time. Not only is it because it's the fall, but it's Doug's birthday, if you don't know that. And that is what our main topic centers around. We've had something in the works for a while now. Doug, are you ready to toss it on over to our special guest that we have and get this surprise going for you?
Yeah, I think that's why I've been a little more tongue-tied than usual,
He's nervous.
so kinda stumbling over my words. The excitement is building. I knew we were getting close to the end of all the, news,
He's like,
and, you see my face is lighting up.
I
It's
know.
just,
He's a kid at
getting
Christmas.
exciting, so
All I'll say is this. Just watch Doug's face and you can tell what shade of color it is, like
yeah.
based off of like what's going on with him. He's
It's
kind of like
not
a
lighting
thermometer.
effects, so
It's like a thermometer. So
yeah.
just keep an eye on his face. We have a big surprise coming up. Let's go ahead and hand it over to that and let's get this underway.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hello, everyone. We are now at a very special main topic that we have been saving and building up to for quite some time. We are joined by my brother Brian, who's been a guest on this podcast before. Brian, how you doing?
Pretty good.
So Brian and I have been working on this for a while now. We got a little something for Doug. I'm going to give you the background story on that. Essentially, if you go back and look at last year's episode, it was Doug's birthday, which is in November. Brian went out of his way and he found a Pip Boy. And yeah, he's pointing at it right there. And it was one of the ones that was in the collector's. Was it a collector set, Brian? Was that right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a collector's only. Yeah,
Yeah. And Doug's a
special order.
huge
Yeah,
Fallout fan. Big
Fallout
time.
fan.
Yep.
Exactly. And so it was a surprise. And it's a fun video to watch to see Doug's reaction. What's funny is Brian's done it again. And he's worked on something. And we're going to do the exact same thing again this year. But he's up the ante. So hold on tight. This is going to be awesome to watch. But before we get into that, we're going to make Doug wait a little bit longer because he's been holding on to those boxes. I know we're going to make him wait longer. And we're going to check in with Brian. So, Brian, if you don't know, as a reminder, he is a consummate collector, vendor. Brian, would you classify yourself? A reseller? Like, how do you?
Yeah. I would go more reseller. I do some collecting on the side, but yeah.
Yeah, and we always work the booth that Brian has every
Yep.
year at the Columbia Retro Game Con, and it is a blast to always do. And hands down, Brian always has one of the best, most full inventory, as well as your pricing. What's your rule on that? You typically do like you use price charting, right, for all your stuff?
Yep. I just stick strictly with price charting.
Yeah. And you don't like try to, it's funny, and I'm not knocking other vendors, but we've gone to other places. We've even went to Comic Con, Doug, remember that?
Yep.
And we'll see vendors and they're like marked up like crazy, but you don't do that. And that's really kind of nice. So, and that's how we were able to meet Mr. Rightway and Neo Ness this last year because they were in your booth for most of the show, wheeling and dealing. And that's how we were able to have him on the podcast was through you. So that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So you have a booth out at Midway, which is in Boonville, and you are planning on expanding. Tell us about that real quick.
It's not Boonville. It's right outside of Columbia.
Thank you. Right outside of Columbia. I didn't know how close it was to Boonville.
Yeah, it's off the Fayette exit 121.
Just off I-70.
So, yeah, right off I-70. It's only like maybe 4 miles west of Columbia.
How's business been there?
Oh, it's been pretty good. October was a little slow, but it's going to start picking up. Christmas is coming up, so
that's true.
It'll start picking up.
And you're going to be expanding soon, right?
Yeah. I'm looking at putting a second booth in. It'll start on December 1st. I can move into it. So we're waiting for the current vendor to get out of the way right now, but I move in there December 1st, as I know.
Very cool.
So
and you've got enough inventory, you're going to be able to stock.
Oh, yeah. No problem.
Doug and I know we've helped you haul some of it, not
I got
even
even more than I had last year.
So wait a minute,
From a couple collectors. So yeah,
you got even
this year.
Doug and I always shake our heads, and you're going to be at. Now you just talked to Sumner, and you've secured your spot for the Columbia Retro Game Con as well, right?
Yep. Yes, I did. Yeah, that's April 19th.
And they have a new venue. Yeah.
They have a new venue. They're out there at the convention center, out there at the old Boone County Fairgrounds.
It's going to be bigger than Stony Creek.
It's like 22,000 square foot building.
Wow.
So they're going to have food trucks and all that this year too.
Oh, really? That's really cool.
That's why he moved, because they would not allow it at Stony Creek because the parking lot was too small.
Yeah.
Would you say is this like double the space of Stony Creek or more?
Oh, triple. Oh, yeah, triple.
Yeah.
Easy.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And your booth is going to be bigger.
This is probably about the same size as the Midway Flea Market.
Okay. Oh, wow. Really?
Because Midway Flea Market, before it became a flea market, way back when, showing my age, they used to do rodeos.
No way.
And barrel racing. And I used
Monster
to once upon a time when
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they also used to do indie wrestling events. That's where me and Tim got our start in wrestling way back when I was in my late teens. So yeah,
pro wrestling.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, those days are long gone.
I didn't know they did that at that venue.
Yeah, originally, yeah.
So wow. So the venue that we're going to have this at then is comparable to that, and much larger than Stony Creek.
Oh yes, it's 3-4 times the size.
That's cool.
He can have an easy 75, 80, maybe even 100 vendors there.
Oh wow, right. That's awesome.
I mean, I bought 3 booths for it, so I'm going to have a 10 by 30 space.
You know what that means, Keith? Is we have to get there earlier to unload the stuff,
and it probably means we're going to be like, we won't be bumping into each other as much.
No, we will have plenty of elbow room.
The other thing is, what you guys don't know, and this is where Ness and Mr. Rightway found out, most of Brian's, we don't even put it all out. Didn't we put all of it under the... Weren't they digging through the stuff, Brian, under the bins?
Yeah, I had
under the tables.
I had 3 60-gallon bins.
They were huge.
Which is the biggest tote you can buy at Walmart.
That's where they found
the
their
big black
treasures.
and red ones.
Yes, that's where they found some good stuff.
Still down there, yeah.
Yeah. So point is, we never are able to put all of his inventory out. I mean, compared to most other vendors, everything's on the tables, but Brian always has like overage that he brings. And it comes in handy because people walk up to us and be like, "Hey, do you have XYZ?" And we're able to, like, if we don't have it on the tables, we can pull out the bins and start going through it. And oftentimes we find it because he has so much. So this year, hopefully, or next year, I should say, 25, we'll be able to put most of that out, I would think.
I'm hoping to, yeah. I have a little more space and I'm going to redo a little bit of that, but yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. We just have a good time working it. It's neat to like interact with all the people and everything and see all the cool stuff. So, but yeah, I think we've made Doug wait long enough. How about you?
Hey,
Yeah, he's had those boxes for well over a month now.
Yeah, he's been sitting on them. Now,
Yeah.
Doug, I will tell you, this was Brian's genesis. Okay, so while he and I did go in on it, this was his find, as you know,
Okay.
him running in the circles that he does with collecting. The dude comes across some crazy stuff. This was all Brian. I got to give him credit for what he found. And then when he showed it to me, my mind was blown.
Oh
So,
man.
yeah. So, Brian,
Yeah.
what should he open first? What's the instructions and what do you guide him on this?
Do the small heavy one first.
Small, heavy one first.
That one's
Okay.
going to give you indication and throw you off at the same time. That's the whole purpose
Ooh,
of that.
I love it.
I like it.
So
And
take your time, Doug.
Keith actually thought of this, but there was
I
just
did.
enough room in the box when I packed it to go get another one to put with it. So you'll
Yeah.
see in a second.
Yeah.
So I see that we have some clear tamper-proof tape. I have not
Yep,
touched it
yep,
since you got it for me.
I like
Yep.
that he put tamper-proof tape on. He wants to make sure you weren't jacking around with it.
Yeah, I put a scribbly line on it. That way, if you cut it, you can see the line was cut.
See, yeah, we want to make sure Doug was being honest. Look at this. It's
I
like
did the
one of
same
those
thing last year.
slow ASMR boxings. You gonna like tap on the box and everything?
I think I need a sharper knife. Oh, here we go.
I thought you were using your key.
Oh no.
Oh, a baby knife. Jeez, that thing's tiny.
Well, I have like 2 rows of tape on the top of that.
Oh, okay,
holding
that's
on,
fair.
So
Yeah, that's
So
fair.
super exciting.
All right, make sure you show the
All right.
camera. Walk us through it, audio and visual.
I don't even want to open this.
Go ahead.
Ooh, some Jones special Fallout soda.
Yeah, it's now. Is it Nuka Cola? Does it say that?
Yeah.
inside? Yep.
no, it
Nuka
doesn't say
Victory
Nuka-Cola on it.
Cola. Yep.
Yeah, it's Victory Cola. Yeah.
Yeah.
Zap that thirst. There's a lot of sayings. It's from Vault 33 exclusive batch.
So what's cool about that was Brian.
Very nice.
I called
work on my
Brian.
camera work here.
So what's funny is I called Brian. That was a display that I had saw at Hy-Vee, and I called Brian. I was like, I got to get this for him, and so that's how
Amazing.
I stumbled upon that.
Oop! I got a 2-pack.
There you go.
Yeah,
So you
I
can
added an extra one to that.
You
so
can
there was just
drink.
enough room.
Yeah, you can drink one, save the other.
Very nice.
Very nice.
That's all that was in that one.
Okay.
Very good.
That's all that would fit.
There you go. So he's keeping with
Now,
the theme.
This one has worried me because it's
What?
a little light.
Yeah,
So
it's
I
light,
have
but
zero idea.
there's a couple different pieces in there.
Wait a minute, Doug. Did you shake it like a kid on Christmas?
No.
Okay.
No cheating on this shit.
Okay.
Well,
all
I
right.
got it packed pretty tight in there, so he couldn't
No,
take
that's
much.
good. So even if you
this
should
one, you see this clear
Yeah?
tamper-proof line here.
put the
Yeah.
line there, yeah. He's showing you he didn't cheat. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
No.
Doug, how old are you going to be?
I'm going to be 39.
Oh man, you're getting ancient.
I remember 39. That seemed like ages ago.
I remember 39. He's keeping his mouth shut. He's about to say something smart. He's the
That
young
was
guy.
over 11 years ago for me. Good
He's the
Lord.
young guy of the podcast. That's why Brian and I always say, if you
Yep.
remember. Oh, here we go. Open it. What are you doing? Do it.
I'm super excited.
I love the reaction. That's why Brian and I do
man.
it.
This commercial break is brought to you by...
Look how red his face is.
Yeah,
I love it.
it's redder than it was with the Pit Boy. He hasn't even got the paper off of it yet.
Okay, hold on. Where did you find this? We're not revealing this yet.
Found it on Marketplace while I was hunting for games like I always do every day, 20 hours a day.
I think it's hot in this room. Hold
So
on.
when he found it, he messaged me, and I
It
almost
was
was
too
like,
good
"Are
of
you
a deal."
serious?" I kind of was like, "I don't know if he can get it," but go ahead and try. And he
This
did.
is amazing. Okay, I'll
Alright.
continue.
Time for the reveal. All right.
Okay.
Enough suspense. Everybody got mad at Neo Ness for his delay of making people wait. We don't want to make people wait. They get mad. That's what he learned.
You've got to be kidding.
Nope. And that is the even harder to find
Yes.
Nuka-Cola edition.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And the light turns on, doesn't it, Brian?
On the left side of the earpiece, there's a little button you press. On the side, there you go.
Left side. Left, right, whatever. Are the batteries in? Yeah.
Oh, actually flip the helmet over. There's a on-off switch on the inside by the mouthpiece. Yeah. Get your hand up in there and you'll see a little. You feel the foam in the front?
Yeah.
Peel that back and there's an on-off switch.
Oh,
There you go.
there you go. Is it making noise?
Yeah.
Yeah. What it does, there's a button on the left earpiece you can press and it turns the light on and off. And it also has a voice changer. So when you talk with it on, it changes your voice.
Oh, it's a voice changer. That's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of
Now,
cool.
that stand, you need to hold up. Brian custom made this. He 3D printed it. It says Brotherhood of Steel on the plate.
Get the lighting right here.
Yeah. And then that's the Brotherhood of Steel emblem.
Logo, yeah.
The logo. And you made that, right, Brian?
Yep. Totally made that. It's all 3D printed.
So that goes. Amazing. So the helmet will set on that red part. So there you go. Because it didn't have a stand, right?
No.
Look at that.
You're going to need a bigger shelf, Doug.
I think we need to start.
I hate to get emotional on the show.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
This is one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
You can put that right above your Pip-Boy, man.
Oh, that is so cool.
Get yourself a shelf.
Yep, red face. Don't even know what to say.
I know. You're like a tomato.
You guys are awesome.
Well, he told me that he had found it. And I honestly, Brian, I didn't know if you could get it or not. And I don't know if you did either, but you reach out to the dude. Didn't you have to go somewhere to find it?
It was
him?
Just a little bit north of Farmington.
Which is like what, St. Louis area? Or?
Yeah, it's south of St. Louis, off of 55.
What I think is awesome is not standard like gray, or I've seen green ones even, but
that's the normal one you could buy was the green one.
Yeah.
And then
this
they
one
had a special edition, which was a Nuka-Cola.
I didn't even know they made a Nuka-Cola edition until he showed me that.
Yeah, it was through GameStop. And the first edition of those helmets, they had a recall because they had a mold issue with them.
Okay.
So they got recalled, and then they brought out a second edition, and everybody got that instead. So,
yep. I don't know if you caught it, Doug. It has a voice changer when you put it on and you talk. It has a voice changer, and there's a thing on the side for turning on the light that actually flips down. So it's got some cool features.
Very cool. I would say to make fun of myself, I have a very large head, and I don't want to ruin this. So
it'll fit.
It'll fit. It's a pretty big helmet.
It's good size.
Let's give it a shot, real quick.
Yes. Here we go. I was going to say he's going to
be off. I don't know what you say here in a sec. So
I should make him host the podcast with it on. Although he already can't hear very well.
There went the stand.
He's breaking the stand already.
Good thing I kept the STL files.
That's awesome. It fits. You're right.
Good.
That is awesome.
Very cool.
That's so cool. That is awesome. And it looks amazing. So he'll have to go get his.
You just got to figure where you're gonna put it at now. You're gonna need a bigger shelf.
We'll edit that out, right? Yeah.
No, that stays. You broke it.
Sweet.
Yeah, you're gonna need a shelf now, Doug.
My shelf is pretty full. I need to get something bigger.
You should get one of them like floating ones that you can put on the wall to start displaying stuff.
Yeah. I could scoot the flag up a little bit.
Well, Brian and we talk all the time. What is it we always say about his background, Brian? What does he need?
A little more lighting for starters.
Yeah, we need to light the back up.
Yeah. Especially that side that Pip-Boy's on. Your arcade side, that arcade I built, that side's not bad.
No, you got a good lighting on that side. See,
you need a track light on the other side.
I'm surprised you haven't noticed, but this light bulb's been burned out for a couple months, and
Is it over your? Is it?
Yeah.
That's why it's dark
There's
over
a
there.
That's
burnout
why
light
it's
bulb.
dark over there. I thought I remember seeing a light there at one
It's
point, but I
because
couldn't remember.
Brian had said to me, I think he's like, that side that Pit Boy's on, he needs more lighting over there. So he did
I need to
notice.
change that light bulb.
Well, now you put your helmet over there, you're gonna need to have, you're gonna need to have it all good to go there, so that you can actually have it on
I
display.
guess you can put it on top of the arcade.
That's a good point. Is the arcade flat on the top?
No, it's angled.
slanted.
It's kind of angled. Yeah, I don't know if that
Yeah.
would work. Unless you do a shelf above it. Got your
Oh,
Fallout sign.
I
You're
could
gonna
do
have to
that.
do some rearranging, man.
Absolutely.
So, happy birthday from
Hey, thank you all very much.
from Brian.
bum.
Last year was amazing. This year I'm super happy. Thank you very much.
What's so funny is like Brian is the best at giving gifts, and Melissa has been on me about he's always giving good gifts. You and Doug need to figure out something. I'm
Absolutely.
like, it's hard though, because Brian like outdoes everybody on the gifting.
Yes.
So it's like
Sometimes I outdo myself too, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do next year because I'm getting low on Fallout stuff.
There's other things Doug likes.
Yeah, I know.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, I'm almost just down 3D printing the power armor set now. I'll walk
I'll
in the
come over.
Comic-Con
We'll do
with it.
measurements like a tux
Do
fitting. It'll be
measurement. There
great.
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ashley's gonna love it.
Oh, she's in the other room. We won't tell her.
That's awesome.
Get the
So,
power
yeah,
armor
Brian,
so you
thank you
have to
very
move the
much.
couch.
That's true. He can spray paint it red.
So hold on. I want to go back before we leave real quick. Let's talk about Brian's awesome 3D printing.
He is really good at 3D printing. So walk us through this, Brian.
I'm gonna have to work on that.
If Doug doesn't keep breaking it.
You can glue that together, so I just didn't do
the
it. Just put it in the
little
box.
net around your neck is what's catching it.
Oh, I got you. So let me ask you this, Brian. Did a lot of people download CAD files from like Maker Place and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
Where did you get did you go and find the Brotherhood emblem on one of those? Or walk us through what you did to make this.
I found that on Thingiverse.
So somebody had that?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
they had on Thingiverse.
That's awesome.
And then said I only have a single head printer to get the silver on the gears. I tried doing a gold leaf, but it just wasn't going to work right. So I went back and I just printed it in white and just watched it till I started printing the gears, and I stopped it,
It looks awesome.
swapped out the filament to get the silver off the top of the white. And
yeah. How long did it take to print that?
I think it probably took about 15 hours or so. 15, 20 hours, somewhere around in there probably.
It looks awesome. And I love the plate on the front of it that says Brotherhood of Steel. That looks awesome.
I was trying to get it to where he had the Brotherhood of Steel be in the helmet and be in Nuka-Cola, doing a combo of both and getting the red and the white and the silver.
Yep. I like that you use red filament to match the helmet too.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. Kind of
do
awesome. A combo mesh up of it,
So what's cool about this, Doug, is not only do you have a unique collector's helmet that's rare, it's not the common one, but you also have a one-of-a-kind stand to match it that no one else has. So if somebody even did have that helmet, they don't have a stand like that matches it. So.
And the stand, I mean, I know I've kind of knocked off a couple times. It's amazing. And the hat, not the hat, sorry, the helmet. I'm getting a little excited. Sits on there perfectly. I love the whole thing. It's awesome.
That's awesome. Well, I expect you to wear that to Comic-Con.
Oh, yeah. I need a power armor.
Hopefully we won't be standing in line for 5 hours next time.
But at least I'll have a great voice changer.
That's true.
Let us into the God.
Why is this taking so long? I'm hungry.
Just remember, I still have a Power Fist in a box, and I also have the
hammer.
Fallout sledgehammer. Super
you're
Sledge.
breaking up. Sorry.
I showed you pictures of those.
No. My wallet said, huh? What? Yep. Can't hear you.
Man, you're going to have like a full set by the time this is.
I'm going to take those to the convention and sell them. So
it's a good idea. I think they will sell, especially if you
anything,
have more
I
room.
just sit there and watch Doug drool at them for 7 hours and drool over them for 7 hours.
You showed it to me and I said, no, you need to put this back up.
It would go nicely with your helmet and your Pip-Boy, just saying.
Yeah.
I looked through the visor, Brian. I don't know if you looked through it. It's pretty clear.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Is it like an amber color? Like, is it orange or yellow?
Like tactical red.
Okay. Oh, it's red? It's a red
too?
Wow. Very cool.
The visions are not the greatest on it, but
yeah. But, look at that. The detail on the painting is what I was impressed because it looks aged and everything.
Hmm.
That's what impressed me the most when
I
he
don't know
had
about
me over to
this.
check it out, Doug, and I was like, "Wow, this thing actually looks way better in person than what I thought it would, and it's bigger than I thought it would be."
Yeah.
So now, was that a Fallout 76, Brian?
I believe so.
Was
Yeah,
that what that special was for the
I
Xbox?
believe so. Yeah, it was for Fallout 76.
Now
Yes.
there was a set of Nuka-Cola power armor in the expansions for Fallout 4. I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
So when they opened Nuka World DLC, you could
Mhm.
get a set of Nuka power armor.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
I got that. I loved it. Flew around everywhere.
And
Jetpacks.
now you have it in real life.
Oh, it's awesome.
Part of it.
You have part of it. You have the most important part, the most
Yeah.
iconic part. Well, that is awesome.
Well done.
That's it. Just he did awesome. All the
Yeah.
credit goes to Brian. So
I'm slacking in the gift department, but by gosh, I help you in the RetroCon associate cashier
you go.
department. Yeah.
He works you. That's
Yeah.
good. You've
Nope.
got to
That's
work
good.
the booth. Well, that's awesome. Happy birthday, Doug. It's been
Thank
a
you.
long time coming. So Brian gets all the credit though. He did awesome. He did great. And it was so cool for me to be able to he would send me like pictures as he's going along printing the stand and then all his trial and error. It was really cool to see it kind of like come along and
It
stuff.
looks
So
amazing.
yeah, it's awesome.
Very good.
So I think that does it for our main topic.
Yeah.
Brian, just want to say thank you once again for
Yeah,
being
no
on the
problem.
show and for all the hard work. And if people want to find your booth, if they're in Missouri, they go to Midway, right?
Yep. Midway Antique Mall,
Got
exit
it.
121.
And if they are looking for you also, if they happen to be in Columbia for the RetroCon, that's coming up. What month is that in now? You sent me the dates.
April 19th.
April 19th of 2025.
Yeah.
Brian will be there. New big venue, much bigger booth. We'll be
Yep.
there.
Yep.
And so if you're looking for something, also the other thing is if you're a collector and you're looking for something and you need Brian to headhunt for you,
Oh,
put a comment inside of one of the YouTube videos or on Spotify, any of those, we monitor it and see it. We can connect you up with Brian and we can help you out. Like I said, through him, we were able to have Ness on the show, which was amazing, and hopefully some other guests that we're working on here. So it's fun. It's good. So
Yeah.
it's always fun
I
having Brian on.
I also have a Facebook page that I use that I put my booth pictures on whenever I fill my booth up. So it's on Marketplace. You can find it under Marketplace, and you can message me through that too. It's under Old Timer Games.
That's what I was gonna say. Did they search on there for old timer games?
Yeah, OLE. Yeah,
OLE. Cool.
OLE.
We have your logo up so people will be able to see that. But if you
Yeah,
just search on that, you'll be able to find his marketplace as
yeah.
well. And you can contact him through there as well if you need something out of his collection. If you're a collector yourself, I'm sure he would be able to help headhunt some things for you. So he, like I said, he's always running in these circles and connecting with these people. So
I
he
never know
finds
what I'm going to find.
oh man, you find the craziest stuff. So
Sometimes, yeah.
yeah, well, that's proof behind Doug because I was
Yeah.
kind of shocked when he messaged me. He's like, I found I remember you sent me the post and you were like, do you think Doug would like this? And I
Oh,
was like,
absolutely.
oh yeah. And he's like, I'm gonna try to get it, but I don't know. But he did. He came through. So
Yeah.
it's
Amazing.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, guys. That wraps it up for this episode. We want to thank Brian, Old Timer Games. If you all have anything that you need for him to headhunt, look him up on Marketplace. Put a comment down below. We'll try to connect you up with him as well. Don't forget our merch store.
Yep.
Doug, it's your birthday, dude. I'm gonna have you close it out. What are we forgetting here?
Yeah, merch store that keeps us going. We've got a lot of new viewers. Make sure to check out those past episodes. Tons of great things, tons of great interviews. We interviewed a slap fighter. We got some game collectors. We got Brian a couple times telling us about all the awesome stuff he does. And it's stuff like this. We started this podcast just, hey, let's talk about our fun things. But then it turned into a passion and a love for tech and AI and friendship. Friendship carries on, and I won't get too sentimental, but
He's gonna
thank you
cry.
all for listening and watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yes, everybody. You take care.